What's up, Amazon.com and YouTube? This is Trevor, and I'm going to do a testimonial on the Taylor Helix Power Tower Plus Throttle Body Spacer. And that's what's coming up next on Idiot's Guide to Life. If you like to tinker on your car, and you're always trying to get a little more oomph out of your engine and a little more joy in your ride, bolt-on modifications are probably one of the most commonly bought on eBay, Amazon, for affordable prices, and they're usually really easy to put on yourself for the do-it-yourselfer. So I'm going to share my experience with the Taylor's Helix Power Tower Plus Throttle Body Spacer. They claim that this puppy will do 4 miles to the gallon gain, 22 horsepower gain, and increases 25 foot-pounds of torque. I have no idea really what this really entails. The fact is I just wanted my engine to perform a little bit better, and I'm going to make it really simple for you guys. The car that I put this on is a 2004 Honda Civic LX. The model number of this throttle body is 91203, and it says that it's for an 01 to 05 Honda Civic 1.7 single overhead cam. And that's what I got in my car. This was easy to put on. I put it on myself probably, I don't know, in about 15 minutes. I already had my aftermarket intake off, which if you're familiar with these cars, that's usually the most time involved. I had a aftermarket K&N short ram on the car already. So now, the question is does this really work? Okay? I can't prove that any of this really works other than the mileage gain, and that's what I'm going to refer to because that was what I was mainly after. My car's not fast. It's not a race car in any way, so I don't care. But I wanted to do better at a trip that I was taking to Las Vegas, Nevada from Central Oregon. So that's almost about 900 miles for me to drive. So I'm going to compare this trip before I put this on and let you know what that was like, and then what the outcome was after this was on. So when I originally had my car, I drove it to Santa Monica, California from Central Oregon. It's roughly the same amount of time and distance to get there, a little bit shorter, about a 13-hour drive. And on the freeway doing 75 miles an hour, which is driving like a grandma in California, I was getting about 34 miles to the gallon. Okay? That was what I was averaging. If I went a little bit faster than 75, I would start losing mileage. If I went like 60 and below, I would only get about 29 to 30 miles to the gallon. Now, that was with the short ram intake already on the car. Fast forward to now when I need to go to Las Vegas for an event that I wanted to cover. I wanted to kind of fix up my car because it had more mileage on it, change the oil, do a tune-up, whatnot. And so while I was at it, I was doing research on these, and I was able to get this off of Amazon for like under 80 bucks. That's pretty expensive comparatively to other throttle body spacers, but I really couldn't find any for my car that were like in the $25 chunk of aluminum range. So this is made out of a solid piece of T6061 billet aluminum. So it's machined really well. I was really impressed with its makeup and how well it was made, if I repeat that enough. Installation really didn't take me that long, and it was fairly straightforward. Now, let's talk about my drive to Las Vegas. As I was driving on the highways doing 60 and faster, I noticed that my car actually took less throttle position to get to speed. I didn't really necessarily had more torque or anything, but I noticed I didn't have to push my throttle down as far to get to 60. I noticed that when I was like just relaxed and pushing on the throttle like I normally did in the beginning, I would be going a lot faster. So I noticed that it really didn't take as much throttle to get at a cruising speed. And then on my trip, I had to fill my tank between 4 and 5 times before I got to Vegas. So I was able to average my mileage the whole way. And what I found with the Helix on is that if I did between 55 and 60 miles an hour, I got 34 miles to the gallon. So that was even better before when I was driving to Santa Monica without this. Now, what the weird thing was, is once I did an average of 71, between 70 and 75 miles an hour, I got 38 miles to the gallon. And I did this 10 times. So I really kind of honed it out. And so if I cruise at 70 miles an hour in my car now, I'm getting 38 miles a gallon. So that makes up that 4 miles an hour gain. So that kind of proves it. But what I did notice is that if I cruised just a hair under 70, I would average almost 40 miles to the gallon, depending on how flat the road was and like how much incline you were going up. So realistically, do I feel that this is worth the investment? Yes, it's going to save me a lot of gas money when I go on long trips. Was the installation easy? Yes, it was. I already had my air intake off, my factory air intake off, which is what takes the most time. You do have some spacers and some hose that you will need to extend because this does raise your throttle body above its original point by about 1.5 inches. And then the other thing too is be careful. Not all air intakes fit right and they could possibly hit your hood. I noticed that my air intake, I got really lucky. It's like, if I like kind of screw around, I bet you my hood could hit that air intake. So it barely fits underneath there for me. So that's something that you might want to take into account. But I just wanted to share with you guys what my overall experience was with Taylor's throttle body spacer. Hope you guys like this video. If it's informative or if you have any other questions about something that I may have not covered, leave me a comment or a question below or whatever, and I'll try to do my best to answer it. Other than that, you guys take care, be safe, and I will catch you later.